More about the country of Nepal and its growing startup ecosystem from Rupendra Ariel, representing NLab. While we wait for Rupendra to present, here's some interesting information. Just give me 1 sec to share my screen. Here you go. Here's the dashboard of Nepal. So here's some interesting information about Nepal's startup ecosystem. It's 102nd worldwide and 5th in Southeast Asia. And of course, the top industry in Nepal is software and data, ranked 87th worldwide. So thank you so much for joining us. I see Rupendra. Are you here with us?
Yes, I am. Hi, Martin.
Thank you so much, Rupendra. I'll leave the stage to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I'll just try to share my screen first, and then we'll go from there. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the StartupBlink for giving us this opportunity. So I'm here to talk about startups ecosystem in Nepal. So let me give you a brief background about Nepal. So we're a small country between India and China with a population of around 30 million people, and we've just got into digitalization, and the startups have just started booming, mainly after the pandemic here in Nepal. I'll just give you a brief history on how it was before that and how it has changed after the pandemic, so we can have a concept of how it is here in Nepal. So talking about the historical perspective, so mainly the startups inception happened in after 2003, where the government bodies officially instituted Nepal Youth Entrepreneur Forum. So after then, more and more youths were involved in enterprise and entrepreneurship. So the main players back then were Muncha.com and Thamel.com. So at this time in Nepal, internet and digitization was just booming. So these were the two places, or Thamel is name of the place where there are many tourists. So to cater the needs of the tourists, to cater the needs of foreigners, they started this Thamel.com, where you could buy stuff like ticketing and everything. And also they started this non-technical things like introducing coffees like Java and everything. So from 2003, we're at 2022 now. We've got around upwards of 850 startups here in Nepal. So how did this happen is due to smartphone and technology boom. So according to a government published article, the number of mobile phone users exceed the total population here in Nepal, because a person use more than one SIM card, and the internet penetration from 2013, which was 15%, has reached up to 67% as of 2022, giving a boost to fintech industries and mostly tech startups. So you can see down below my presentation, these are 4 startups that I've like created an example of. So F1 Soft is a startup in Nepal where it is a Nepalese local startup, and it has done so well that 90% of the Nepalese bank are using its software. Tutel was Nepal's first ride-sharing app, which introduced fast and cheap way to travel. So Tutel is also doing very good. Sastodil and Hamra Bazaar they still are the top e-commerce website, which have like 1 million visits per day, which is a great thing compared to the 30 million population and Nepal not being that ahead in terms of technology, mobile phones, or internet uses. And Kali CC is a non-technical kind of startup who work to collect household waste. So they've employed around 13,000 people in Kathmandu Valley, which is the capital of Nepal, to collect around 70 tons of waste daily. So Kathmandu alone produces around 70 tons of waste. So the major problem in Kathmandu Valley as of now is waste management and water. So they have acted upon one of those problems. So they're doing great. So the current landscape is that after the pandemic, we've seen 30% of the youth are into their own business, and also people are looking at localizing global concept like Pathao and Foodmandu. So Pathao is a Bangladeshi ride-sharing app which has millions of subscribers here in Nepal, and it is one of the major ride-sharing apps here. We've established business incubation centers. Organizations like Idea Studio and Skill Labs have introduced business incubation centers where they incubate new entrepreneurs, or they incubate the incubators as well. And we've also seen venture capital organizations like the Dolma Impact Fund, who have been contributing, or let's say donating millions of dollars, or they've been investing those money in sustainable development goals here in Nepal. So the challenges, as all of the startups around the world face, the main challenges that we face here in Nepal is the policies that sometimes may not be compliant to the type of startup that we do. Like, let's say for us to do some business or conduct any kind of entrepreneurial skills in the terms of digital currency is very, very tough due to the policies of the Nepalese government. Also the sustainability due to the lack of continuous innovation in these kind of technical platforms. It creates a lot of problems for the startups as well. And I've also marked down some of the minor problems that are faced by startups here in Nepal. So I've been from the Nepal Innovation Lab, which is a unit of World Vision International Nepal. I'd like to talk about humanitarian sectors' role in startup. So we've come up with this thing called tapping knowledge from private sector. So what we do is, we being a social sector, we try to tap in the knowledge from the private sector, the innovations, the technologies that they've been using, and bringing it onto the social sector, where we can use it in terms of disaster risk reduction or education, livelihood, to improve the education health of people and the most vulnerable communities here in Nepal. So Nepal Innovation Lab, in doing so, has also established Kitab Bazaar, which is a digital online book buying platform, and which has later been last year been handed over to a new startup called Toggle Corp. So Nepal Innovation Lab built the online digital platform, and we ran it for 2 years, made it a success, and then we handed it over to a growing startup for its sustainability. And the third point is business clinic. So we've also been organizing business clinic with collaborating with some of our partners in rural parts of Nepal, where we teach people about entrepreneurship, about saving, about finance and everything. So that's how we are working as an ecosystem here in Nepal. I guess that's all in my presentation. If you want to know more about innovations happening in Nepal and startups, you can always find us in these links. Thank you. Over to you, Martin.
Awesome, Rupendra. Thank you so much. Just to name a few things from your presentation, I personally learned a lot about Nepal and Nepal startup ecosystem. To name a few, the amount of startups you already have, and internet penetration, and other great initiatives, and even more insight into the ecosystem. It's impressive, to say the least. So thank you so much for sharing. Really excited to see where this takes Nepal and Nepal startup ecosystem. I hope you're excited as well. And best of luck.
Surely are. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you as well. And good luck on keeping the momentum going. And of course, we're happy to have you. And thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much, Rupendra. Okay.